Yeah, no problem. Just recording. Hi, Mark. How's it going?
Yes, again.
Yeah, good. Thank you very much. I just wonder, Mark, for how long has this fixture been at the back of your minds? I mean, is it too easy to say that ever since January this has been the one you've been preparing for?
Yeah, that's an interesting question because when we got the 35-point deduction in, I think it was early November, we almost we very quickly made the decision that we would put all of our eggs into the basket of Premiership survival. And that meant really conceding Europe for that season, and kind of continued that strategy, I guess, until the penultimate game, which was up in Swansea. We actually heard on the Friday night, I got a heads up that the relegation was going to be automatic. And we were playing the Ospreys the next day, and we left most of our experienced players at home on the basis of the original strategy, and Rhys Carey gets sent off in the first 5 minutes of the game. And that win that day with a younger group with some really good senior players just gave us the lifeline that we needed. And the next week was obviously very difficult because that's when the news of the automatic relegation became public. It was a difficult week, and of course we had to go and beat Racing to qualify, and thankfully we did.
And when you look at the last time you played Leinster, obviously it was a brilliant win for yourselves in the European final in Newcastle. Can you quantify how much you've changed the team, given all that's gone on and with the personnel you've lost? How different are you to that team that won that day?
It's definitely going to be a little bit different, but I think the core of the 23 will be identifiable as a team who have played a lot of knockout rugby over the last 5 years. So I think the core of the group's very strong.
And without Owen Farrell, how are you preparing to cope at fly half?
Well, we got the two choices that I talked about last week, which is to move Goody up and play him at fly half, and Elliott to full back, or stick Manu in there and keep Goody where he is. So we'll make that decision later in the week.
And would Manu be ready for a game of this magnitude if it came to pass?
He certainly showed all year that every time we've given him a new challenge, that he's stood up to that challenge. I think the one that springs to mind the most really is the game down at Kingsholm, which was a few days after the original decision, and it was quite an emotional occasion. And as a young player, he handled that occasion really well. Kingsholm's not the easiest place to go as a young fly half, and he handled himself very well that day. And all season he's continued to gain these experiences. He's played Racing away, he's played Munster away. He was involved in that Ospreys game when we won with 14 men. So he's accumulated a lot of experience this year, and I know we've got a lot of faith in Manu.
And when you look at Leinster, Mark, I know it'll be an empty Aviva, but where would you rank Leinster in Dublin in terms of the biggest challenges in world rugby at club level?
Especially the way they're going at the moment, Chris. They've obviously not lost a game for a very long time. They keep on moving, don't they? And I was final on Saturday night, and they were hugely impressive and really stronger as that further that game went on. So it's obviously a massive challenge.
Cool, thanks, Mark.